Sure. Hey, I'm Ray Capo, aka Raghunath, here in Union Square Park. Big Krishna festival, and Shelter's playing.
Yeah, we're really excited about this. Explain your path to Krishna consciousness.
Long story, but the hardcore punk alternative world, even from the '60s, the Grateful Dead, and that world was always peppered with seekers and people interested in a broader understanding, an inclusive understanding of spirituality. So the punk scene was like that too. And so I first heard about it through the alternative world. And, if you knew New York City in the 80s, it was an alternative world. You go to the Lower East Side as a mecca for weird foods and weird, weird way people dressed was weird, the music was weird, and spirituality paths. You could hear about weird ideas about spirituality, and that's where I found the devotees of Krishna who came here in the 60s. This is a big festival for Prabhupada, who came here in '66, the year I was born, and the whole Bhakti movement, which was already going on in India forever, it got planted here in 1966, the year of my birth. So now we're here 60 years later, and this is all the people that he affected, but it's an international thing now. It's not just in India anymore. Matter of fact, in India in the 60s, more and more Indians were moving towards Western culture, and so Prabhupada ended up bringing the culture back to India. People started getting very serious about their own roots. America was exporting American culture all over the world, and Prabhupada came, he influenced all the influencers, and then now India is more Krishna conscious than it's ever been. So it's sort of interesting.
Yeah, so this demonstration is called Changing Bodies. So if you see, we were once here as a baby, and we're getting older and older. But what's your name, by the way?
Scott.
Scott. My name's Hadai. So Scott was once here, and is going here. Where do you see yourself in all this, Scott?
Oh man, you don't want to know.
So I'm like around here, but I know that's coming up.
Yeah.
And the hair, I already gave up all the hair. It's growing old. But what stays Scott? What is Scott? So
it's what he hauls around.
It would,
you haul.
You haul.
You're missing the messages, man. Open your mind.
Open your mind.
And you'll get the message.
So
you haul.
You haul, yeah. So basically our body is what we haul, but what we are is the soul. So what is this trying to show is that if we identify with the body, it's always ephemeral, it's always moving, and it's not consistent. But if we identify with the soul, that's actually a more intelligent way to go about life.
My name is Kaustuba Das. My original name was David Ramella.
So tell me, what was your journey to the Krishna movement like?
It was something that kind of progressed through my teens, because I got into the hardcore scene, the punk rock scene in New York back in the early 80s. So there's a presence of it there. Well, not so much as a musician, but just I was in it.
Yeah, sure.
And at that stage in my life, when I was 15 years old or whatever, I was, I guess, searching for what's important in life, you know. And I suppose I was looking a lot into political kind of answers then. But even earlier, like when I was 13 or something. But when I was 15, I was wandering around the city and meeting people and hearing from them and talking with them. And at that time, a lot of the people that I was meeting that were, like, let's say, political activists, I was getting disappointed sometimes, you know, because I saw, like, they knew what was wrong, but they didn't necessarily have the answer. And a lot of times they embodied the same kind of hatred maybe that they were rebelling against. And so over the course of my teens, my interest started to shift more to spirituality, but music as well. I started to get into a lot of reggae music. And I had friends from the hardcore scene that were reading these books, Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads and all of that. They were my friends, John Harley especially. Yeah, especially Harley more than anyone. So they were my friends, and they had those books, and they were able to answer all my questions better than anybody else. You know, even though they were like dropouts, you know, from school and all of that. So that impressed me. And so then I started reading the books that they were reading. And it was actually in John Joseph's apartment that I went there for one little event that was going. It was just maybe like 6 or 7 of us in his apartment, and one important spiritual teacher from the Krishna Consciousness movement came and spoke just to like 6 or 7 of us kids. And when I walked out of there, I said, "This is it. This is what I need to dedicate myself to." You know. So that was kind of, but that was when I was 20. So it kind of developed over those years. It increased. Yeah.
What was the revolutionary moment? Like, do you remember like what it was like?
In that, well, that you see, because I was reading the books and they were resonating with me, but I wasn't ready to say this is it. I can't say exactly what it was that he said. I don't even know if it was necessarily anything in particular that he said, but I walked out of there convinced that this man was right and this was what life is. I should be doing with my life. So it may have just been something from his heart went to my heart, and something from his mind went to my mind.
But it's definitely sort of a moment.
No doubt, because it was from that moment I stepped onto the sidewalk of Clinton Street. That's where John Joseph lived, and I said, "This is it. I got to do this now." So, well, by 2 weeks after that, I was following the principles that like the Hare Krishna devotees follow. And about 6 months after that, one sannyasi, one swami invited me to travel with him. And so I said, okay, I'm going to do this. And I just kind of disappeared from New York, and I became a monk for the next 13 years. Well, traveling, always traveling. It's common that like someone in the Hare Krishna movement moves into a temple, but because I joined with him, I just traveled.
Are you still a monk?
Well, I'm married now, okay. So I lived as a celibate monk, like as a unmarried person for 13 years, and then I got married after that. But all of the training I got over those 13 years, that was like my college and postgraduate studies, was studying these books, going to India, meeting the people, doing the practices. And so then when I was 33 or 34, I got married. And then I just kind of took what I learned from that. I didn't know how it was going to play out in my life, like as an occupation, but somehow it all worked out.
Is it an occupation for you?
Well, in a sense that, like right now, what I do is I do a podcast, Wisdom of the Sages, and listeners, it's like we say, it's a community-supported podcast. So people, if it's important in their life, then they give a donation. Or we do retreats and things like that. So I was able to take what I learned, and people had value it, I suppose, like that.
I got into the. Yeah. I got into the. I guess I got New York hardcore.
Oh yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, I got into the hardcore scene 30 years ago, in the 90s. I didn't become a devotee until this century, though. That was 2019. My paths crossed through Raghunath, the co-host of the Wisdom of the Sages show. I listened to a random podcast that he was on that was more about the hardcore scene, but in his story, he goes into the spiritual side of everything, and it just it piqued my interest. And like shortly after that, he popped up as a suggestion on Instagram to follow. So I was like, oh, I'll follow this guy, And he was live on it one morning. And it was before the podcast came up. It's basically the same thing where they're reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam every morning. And I just happened to be sitting in my truck with nothing to do. And he popped up as a notification, like, this guy's live now. So I'm like, all right, let's see what's going on. And I clicked on it, and the words just captured me. And I was like, I need to know more about it. So I messaged him. He lives upstate and I live upstate. So like, we're actually pretty close to each other. So I messaged him and made my way to his house. And here we are, basically. It was just like a progression, just digging deeper and having just the things resonate with me. And I just...
You feel like the hardcore and ISKCON are completely compatible?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people from the hardcore scene came to ISKCON too, because in the hardcore scene, you got all these different like subgroups. You got the straight edge people, the vegans, and that's like half of the the principles of being a devotee is no meat eating, no drugs, intoxication, as well as no illicit sex or gambling, which that's probably not too prominent in the hardcore scene. People not doing that, but the other two, like a lot of people that live that already. So a lot of people are attracted to it. Having these Krishnacore bands also helps, because then they're playing the shows. They're there. The kids are going. They're listening to it. They're hearing the words. They're getting inspired by it. They start living it, and next thing you know, it's like they start offering their services up to God, and then we have this. It just grows and spreads and just keeps going. There's no stopping it.
So, were you ever a monk?
No, I was never a monk. I just came into it. I was already married. I already had children. Got initiated. And
so the initiation, that takes about a year or so. Maybe
it's like nowadays, it used to be a little less rigid, if you will. Nowadays, though, it's more like, you gotta really want it, because you have to, it's a minimum of a year into practicing and all that. There's courses you do like online, or in person, where you can, really learn the stuff and get into it. And then once your guru or spiritual master feels you're ready, then they take you on, they give you the name, and you're now a disciple of them. And then you continue on and live the life, spread it, all that good stuff.
Did you were at the Brooklyn temple?
No, I live upstate. My guru was out of the Philadelphia temple, which Shelter and 108 played out of. They were there. They were both back and forth between Brooklyn and Philly, basically. So my guru actually is the guru of two of the members of Shelter, Krishna Chaitanya and Parmananda Purcell. So we're related there as far as that goes.
Sorry, who's your guru again?
His name was Ravindra Sarup, and he lives in India now. But he was the president of Philadelphia for years, and like I said, he was the guru of many hardcore kids. Some people would call him the hardcore guru. He went to shows, like you'd see him up on stage watching the bands play.
So he was American born?
Yes,
Okay,
I believe he was from Texas originally. And he was a PhD from Temple University in Pennsylvania, and then he got into it. He met Srila Prabhupada in the early on in the movement, and he became an early disciple of his, and just he grew, and he's done a lot of. If you look him up, he's done a lot of really good things for ISKCON.
Can I get your name again?
Shaunaka Rishi Dasa,
Very cool.
formerly Sean Murphy, so you can still call me Sean.
Irish.
To America. And it came to Tompkins Square Park. Familiar with Tompkins Square Park? The whole Krishna thing throughout the world was started right at that park, right around there. He had no money, had a box of books, he just sat there with those two little symbols and played those symbols. And from there, all the counterculture people of the 60s came. That was 1966. That was the year I was born. And then I started hanging out on the Lower East Side. Kostuba started hanging out on the Lower East Side in 1981, 1982, 1983. And guess what? Do you think Tompkins Square Park was upgraded? No. It was the same crazy place. How many people remember Tompkins Square Park in the 80s? Or the 90s? Still the 90s was rough. So, that's where we got into hardcore, alternative living. And you got to think about, imagine what New York was like in the 60s. I can't imagine. But the Lower East Side was always a hub of counterculture, counter thinkers, counter the way people dress, what foods they eat. You can go to vegetarian restaurants. Where I grew up, you couldn't find a vegetarian restaurant. So even in the 80s, when I got into it, the Lower East Side was always for people who just thought a little bit differently. And not only that, that's where I met devotees of Krishna on the Lower East Side. And because we were all freaks, and see a guy dancing around in an orange robe, all right, welcome to our club. And they slowly, you come to this point in life, you're thinking, well, what am I doing here anyway? And I will say, I took shelter of a book called the Bhagavad Gita, and another book called the Srimad Bhagavatam, and that's where we get that song, the message of the Bhagavad. Bhagavad means, yes, you like that song? Can we play that song today? Okay. If you guys sing the words to Message of the Bhagavad, you will impress a bunch of Hare Krishnas today. At that table over there, it says Wisdom of the Sages. That's a podcast I do with my old hardcore friend Kostuba. If you ever wanted to find out about Eastern thought is very cool because it's very inclusive. It doesn't matter what religion you practice, or what path you're on, or if you're on no path whatsoever. It's very open. It talks about essential truth, which is we're spirit souls and we forgot, and how to make my life happier in a crazy temporary world. Those are big questions. So me and my friend Kostuba, who I've known since the hardcore days, we do a podcast. How many people are familiar with the podcast? Say woo! Oh, all right. So you can check it out, or you can go up there and say hi to him. I don't know where he is, but in his place is Steve. Oh, there we go. There's Steve Reddy from Equal Vision Records. Say hey, whoa, woo! So this is our intro. I want you guys just to breathe and hear the sounds. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudhi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. peace in the earth, really want peace in the world, you better be careful what you're killing. Sing with this. This song's called Civilized Man. Sing with me. This song is called Empathy. If you know it, you sing it. the center of it all, and everything else seems so small. That was the beginning of my downfall. Never seen her golden spring, and I'm gonna pray if I don't get it. Today the day coming, don't stop. Okay, seems like we took a boat, the chairs are gone. Seems like the chair. Let's punch with the thoughtful solve. Most choose not to get involved, because the best was going to solve. Look around, my friends, and the money is hard to grab. All the hurt that gets on fire. But I'm still looking for a transaction. Okay, we need everyone to sing, right? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Make the Hare Krishna happy and sing this loud. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Do you know how many Hare Krishnas you made happy from singing that? They live for that. They don't want your money. You know what they want? They want you just to sing Hare Krishna and they're the happiest people in the world. The song's called Sharanagati. Fully trusting that our life is in divine hands. That's why we go like this. If you believe me, go like this. There's nothing to worry about. Where's Gora? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Make a Hare Krishna happy today. Sing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Sing to birds and nobles, real loud. Here's my buddy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare. Give him some love. Skirma horn. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thanks for Srila Prabhupada. Saved my life, gave me direction, gave me hope. Thanks, beautiful people.